I wanted to show you a trade I just placed in First Solar a few minutes ago. You can see my trade screen. I closed out some positions this morning. I closed out that Netflix put credit spread that I did a video on last week for an earnings play. So I was able to close that out for basically max profit. I closed out the short strikes for 5 cents. And I was able to close out one of the long contracts for 4 cents. So there's really no need for me to hold on to that till Friday just to make the remaining 5-cent credit. And then I closed out MU today. I had sold some puts on Micron back on Friday, I believe, and I think I received, let's just check real quick, I think I received 77 cents for that Micron trade. If we look down, it looks like Micron, there it is. So actually 73 cents. So on the 13th, Friday, I sold it for 73 cents. And then today I closed it out for 13 cents. But the new trade I wanted to show is First Solar. I sold just a naked put in First Solar. And I realized not everyone can sell naked puts, especially if you have a cash account, because it requires a lot of collateral to be able to sell naked puts. In my case, my broker allows me to sell on margin, and it only requires me to have 20% of the collateral in my account to actually put on the trade. So if in a cash account, if it required you to have, say, $10,000 collateral, with my broker, I'd only be required to have $2,000 in my account to sell the same number of contracts. So it definitely makes it a lot easier for me to sell naked puts. But I was looking at First Solar because they're up today because of an upgrade. They're up about a little over 5 points. And it's a stock that I've traded several times in the past. And they have earnings coming up next week, I believe, on Wednesday or Thursday. And so I was looking at going ahead and getting into the trade, thinking that it may run up into earnings next week. I typically would wait till the day of if I'm going to put on an earnings play, but I want to try to capitalize on the stock moving up higher, and possibly I can even buy back my short put before earnings. But if not, at least I'm getting myself further away from the stock price if the stock continues to run up. So I was looking at the 70 price level because there's a lot of consolidation at that level. And then also, if you look at the expected move for next week, up in the top right corner here, it's about a 7-point move up or down next week. So me being at the 70 price level gets me 8 points away from the stock. And if we look at the probability of out of the money at that strike, it's 80%, which means I have an 80% chance of success that First Solar will not drop to that strike price by next week. And the credit that I received is pretty good. It's paying about 76 cents right now. And again, if you can't sell naked puts, you could put this on as a put credit spread. So instead of just selling the 70 strike, what you could do is you could sell the 70 strike, but then you could also go and buy a further out strike. And I would probably maybe buy the 67.50 just because it has a good bit of open interest and it has a tighter bid ask than opposed to, say, the 68. So I'll buy the 67.50, and you can see by doing so you're going to get a credit of about 34 cents. Your risk is the width of the strike, so it's a 2.5 wide spread, so your max loss would be the 2.5 minus the 34-cent credit receipt. So again, you know, like I said, I put this on early because I thought there could be some additional run-up. It may make more sense if you're going to put this trade on to wait until the day of earnings, if the earnings are going to be announced after hours, just to get a better idea of where the stock's going to close, and then that way you can adjust your strikes accordingly. Because again, if First Solar is down 5 points next week, then obviously me picking the 70 strike wasn't the best move. I'd been better off waiting and picking a lot lower strike and probably could receive the same credit. So anyway, just a couple ideas to look at if you're interested in trading First Solar earnings.